What's going on, guys? Today is the fourth episode. You thought we weren't gonna go on with this, but heck, we just
We're
upgraded our
back.
quality production. We got our whole 4K setup ready for you to look at us better. And today we have a bundle of topics, not just one. We have a lot to discuss today on this episode. We're gonna be talking about the things we wish we should have done back in university that we didn't do. And we're gonna start off with number one.
Can I just
So there's a lot
add
of
something before we dive in?
yeah.
I would just like to add that if I've got a list here and then Emma's got a list, but if I genuinely started doing these things during uni, I would be like ahead of the curve. I still started them after uni at 21, 29, 21 and a half. But if I started like 19 or even 20, a year and a half before I graduated, I would have been like 3 years out of where I am right now. So
Mm.
I would highly, highly recommend any person that's at university, even if they're like 25 doing their masters, but still at university, because when you leave university, it's a mind shift. Watch this till the end. We're going to drop a lot of gems. But back to you, Ahmed.
Let's go. Okay. For starters, we're gonna start off with the number one thing on my list that I wish I should have done more of back in my university days is to have more relationships, and not just any level of relationships, more genuine relationships that people that you know that you want to call even after you graduate.
Yeah.
See, as soon as you graduate, the people that you know that you're studying with, immediately within days, you see a drastic change where people fly out of the country. They embark on their own journeys in life, and you don't get to see a lot of them anymore.
Yeah.
And that's when it really hits you that the few people that you really cared about and you cherished that relationship and you poured in that time and effort to maintain that relationship, they stick
Yeah.
with you for the rest of your life. And you want to amplify that, maximize that by knowing a lot more people that you can have genuine connections with, not just acquaintances, not just people that you met at a course or in a group project, but more than that. Um, this could happen by attending more social events or going to activities that
Networking events.
interest genuinely, networking events, or going to uh, clubs and activities in school where you would find people that have similar interests in you. And I
Exactly.
usually find this, that people who have the same mindset as yours, the same interests as
You
yours,
bond with them very
they
well.
have, yeah, you're on a very equal wavelength and of understanding. And uh, it is definitely a start of a beautiful connection once you work on that.
Yeah.
So yes, more relationships. We need more friends, more socializing. Yeah. So if you are in university right now, make as many good friends. And I mean good friends, not the hey, hello, yeah, I'll see you, I'll catch you around, not that type. I want you to ask about their families. I want you to have genuine interest in them. That's it. We're
Yeah.
gonna move on to the next item on the list. Varun?
Just before we move on to that, I just like to add my 2 cents. So we, by relationships and connections, we just mean like not romantic relationships. We mean like relationships with people, not just in your course, but within your department, outside of your department, relationship with people that you play football with, relationship with people that you lived with, relationships with people in your city but at different unis. So I'm pretty sure Montreal has more than one university. Obviously, the best is McGill, but is there any other university in Montreal?
100%. There's a lot of French universities in Montreal.
There you go.
You've got
So if you meet people from there, then so like connecting with them, because like it is very true, but you never know when you can actually when that person can actually be in need. Like you never know. Like one
yeah.
person might fly back. Like a lot of people that came
Mm.
the Bath, a lot of them, some of them in the international student community went
Mm.
back to Egypt, and I see their LinkedIn's right now, and they're doing really well in the
Mm.
Egyptian, for some reason, venture capital space, because that is booming right now. And
Yeah.
even though those people were really nice to me and we had like nice conversations, but we never went further from that. We never socialized outside of the library. And
Yeah.
it would have really, really helped me if I had that. I mean, I can still connect right now, but they're still much more likely to help a person or like, connect with someone, catch up with someone if they're in the UK, with someone that they had a better friendship with outside of the library, right? So the same way, you're going to meet loads of people at university. Just think of every connection as a long-term connection. Like you never know, you could start a startup with them. They could save your life if you're stuck somewhere on the motorway, like number one motorway,
Mm.
in between LA and San Diego, whatever. But point is like, think big, think long term, stop thinking short term. But yeah, that is it for the
And
first point.
I just want to add to what Farun said, and I think what Farun said was very important to think about your relationships in that regard. But in order to hone into more of these genuine connections, you want to ask yourself how you can add value to the other person. And when you can be of service and add value that they appreciate, that's when you see
I agree.
a good foundation of a healthy, genuine connection between you and people. So this starts off with, again, genuine interests and how you can be of service to the person. So
Just to end this, I know the first point has gone pretty long. Just to end this, so if you're thinking how to have lasting relationships, how to get someone to never forget you, as Ahmed says, I couldn't agree anymore. Be of value to them. A value could be entertaining them, educating them, helping them with their assignments, but make sure that they remember you and how you added something to their life. A conversation on its own, unless it's a very like a really, really deep conversation, it's not adding a lot of value. Whereas if you help them with their problem sheets every week for months, you've added a lot of value. They passed that course because of you. So they will not forget you years from now. So point is, be of value to them and always think of how you can benefit them, because we on earth are here to serve others. Serve as many people as you can, and you will be closer to all of your goals in life. Better mental health, better wealth, better everything. So yeah, I think that is enough for more connections in relationship. It's getting really deep.
move on to the second one.
You want me to mention my point, Ahmed?
Yes.
So the second point I would say, and I say this with like, I genuinely mean this, I really, really wish I had more internships and I had more work experience during university. The only work experience I had, I meant like relevant work experience. So to summarize my journey, my 3-year journey, I did one internship after my first year, but it was not in the UK. It was within my field of interest, accountancy and consulting, but it was in Pakistan, right? So my goal was to work in London, work in the UK, and I had the grass is greener effect. So I thought, oh, maybe it's just shit in Pakistan, and when I move to the UK, it's going to be much better. So I just sort of turned a blind eye towards a lot of the red flags in that career, just because I thought it'd be better in the UK. But the truth is, you can be a doctor in the UK or you can be a doctor in Pakistan. You still face a lot of similar problems. Yes, there's different infrastructure, but doctor deals with the way they take out blood from a person's wrist or whatever is the same. It's the same process. Maybe there's a different cannula or whatever. But my point is, I can't, if I had relevant work experience in the UK, then I wouldn't have walked into the job I graduated into. I learned a lot from it. And I actually, what I am right now, I owe it to that job. But I could have owed it the same job if I did that job during my summer breaks. I just, after my first year, just did nothing in my summer breaks, right? I had 3 summer breaks. So if I basically did an internship for the graduate job that I had, I would have never gone back into it. Because studying accounting is very different to working in accounting. And when I worked in accounting, I realized that, let alone do this for 3 years, I can't even stand this for like a few weeks or a day. So I really, really wish if I interned at a startup, so I work for a startup right now during uni, I would have known for a fact that is what I want to do. That is what I'm built for. And that is why I'm on this earth, to work for a startup, to make my own startup, and to just stay in that ecosystem. So I'd highly recommend getting as much work experience before you graduate, and don't sleepwalk into a job. Don't do that. Most of you probably still will, but the ones that don't will be years ahead of the curve, years ahead. So that's all I like to say about.
You don't, yeah. Yo, take this from me. Don't work a job that you're not interested in. You're gonna be dragging yourself out of bed every single day, thinking of what it is that you're doing in life. You'll feel very unfulfilled, and it's not the best way to wake up in the morning. So in university, if you can discover that one thing that you're really truly passionate about it, and you wake up in the morning excited for it. Like you don't even need an alarm clock. You jump out of bed because you just want to do that one thing, do it. But as far as internships and work experience is concerned, whatever it is that you're studying, and I cannot stress Farhoon's point enough that whatever it is that you're studying, back it up with work, back it up with substantial, tangible
100%.
projects or something that you've put your knowledge into practice. So it could be in research, it could be doing an internship with a company, whatever it is that you're learning in school, just make good use of those skills that you learn. So I'll now bring it to our third item on the list. It's going to be a quick one, but it is definitely important. I'm talking about extracurriculars. Guys, let me tell you this, okay? GPA, yes, it's a big thing on your academic portfolio, but it's only one part of your academic portfolio. Please don't obsess over a GPA. Just because you don't have a 3.7 where you have a 3.2, they're all going to end up in the same place, okay?
Getting paid the same as well. If you're in Canada and the UK, you get paid the same. Maybe different in the US.
And it's only gonna matter the first time you enter into the workforce. After that, nobody really cares.
Exactly.
I got a C in my O levels. Nobody asked me that. I just told you that. I shouldn't even have mentioned it.
No, you
but I
did.
got it.
No, you didn't. You're lying.
I did. I got a C in Pakistan studies. You're not gonna believe
Yeah,
that.
who cares about
So, but then again, I got like a couple of A's here and there, but nobody really cares because that was just a criteria to get into university. But after you're in, nobody bats an eye. Likewise, if you're if as soon as you land a job, nobody cares how you got there. People
it's
care
just
what you're doing.
first job back
why
then
you-
that they look at it. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. So don't focus on the GPA much. Focus on your learning more. Focus on the value that you take from the course that you are enrolled in. But extracurriculars, and the reason why I stress on extracurriculars is university is that time of your life where you have full uh, freedom of deciding what you want to do for the rest of your life and discovering more of yourself. That's the place where you can go to the libraries, read some books, look into yourself, do some sort of soul searching, and figure out what you really are good at, what really turns your mental what's it called? What's that word we're looking for? Mental faculties. Turns on your mental faculties. That one thing, and you just need to chase it. And universities that is supposed to be that incubator for you to really bring your ideas, thoughts, innovations to life. So the way you're going to do that is by truly picking those extracurriculars that you would not feel like it's work, but it's play to you. So I was part of Television McGill, the most low-key. It's the only media club of McGill University, but it is the most low-key, unheard of, not so popular club at McGill. But I just went there because I wanted to be in front of camera. I wanted to just explore what I can do by being in front of camera. So that's where my interest led me, and then I met up some more interesting people, and we did really hit it off. It was a good time. Meanwhile, I used to run away from the other clubs, the artificial intelligence. That really wasn't my cup of tea. But yeah, so really hone in on to the few things that really interest you. It doesn't have to be a lot, but the few things that you have, just grab them by the
just grab them by the
just you understand it, grab them by the
grab it by the
so
right,
we're gonna move on.
Do you want to go into the last one? So the last one, we're gonna keep it really quick. Sorry, you're gonna say something, Ahmed.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You can go on.
So yeah, the last one was for me personally, and I'm not sure if you feel the same, but it is starting reading. And I started, the first book I read was when I was like not academic. I've read a lot of books for A levels in university, but I meant non-academic books. So the first book that I read was when I was 23. And it's very embarrassing that the first book I read outside I've read Harry Potter for a bit, but like I meant like books that actually help you with real life skills, right? No offense to fiction books, but unless you want to become a writer, they're not really helping you. Books like, so just give me 1 second. So this book, The Lean Startup, right? This book is, you look at it and you're like, oh, this is for those guys who are really interested in startups, and well, I'm not interested. But no, this book will help you understand why waking up in the morning excited to smash your goals it's not no one wakes up like that. This
Mhm.
book, the crux or the summary of this book is the beauty is in the boring tasks. If you can master the system of making your boring tasks fun or like satisfying, not fun but satisfying, then you've won at life. That's what startups is. Startups are not telling someone that you work in a startup is much more exciting than working in a startup. The day-to-day in a startup is still grunt work, still very repetitive, still very process based. But the successful startups are very well at making those processes very well. So you need to accept the fact that. So I'm going in. I'm sort of diverging here, but my point is, start reading books. And
Yeah.
I honestly think that all the education I've learned for mostly free or like $8.99 a month I paid. So I read books and I listen to audiobooks for Audible. I
Mhm.
have learned, oh, this is gonna piss a lot of people. I have learned so much more for free or for $8.99 a month than I've learned paying thousands of dollars or thousands of pounds that my dad paid for me. In terms of life skills. Yes, I learned a lot of academic stuff, but you forget most of that. But these life things you don't forget because maybe not the lean startup. If you read like a book like Atomic Habits or How to Win Friends and Influence People or Unscripted or Millionaire Fastlane, you encounter that stuff every day. You can't like you're very unlikely that you're gonna find a lot of stuff. But you're gonna remember the main summary of moral of that book. So I just can't stress how much you should start reading. It's honestly, it is, you know how, so most of the audits that we've got, let's say it's between 18 to 25, 18 to 30. So we've all played GTA, right? We've played GTA, we've played Bully, we've played those games. Books, especially self-help books, are a cheat code to life.
Yeah.
I mean this. Do you
They wake
disagree,
you up.
Ahmed?
They wake you up. They give you a
Put your
perspective that
mindset
you
like
weren't even
that.
thinking about. Yeah. And I definitely would agree to what Farun just mentioned about reading books. And this doesn't have to be you forcing yourself to read a book. I'm talking about find those books that you can't even like you can't put down. Like when you read it, the first page you read, you just want to read them cover to cover. That only happened to me only recently when I was on my own self-help journey and reading all these books. The
Love
first
that.
book I ever read was this beautiful baby that I carry around every day with me wherever I go. This one, The Richest Man of Babylon. Buy yourself this book. It's a simple, quick read. It's 100 pages, but man, oh man, this changed my whole
I need
perspective
to read
on.
that. That's on my list. I need to
Yeah,
read
you definitely should. It was my favorite book by all, but like by all the books that I've read, it's my favorite one. But it really taught me about how you can manage your financial resources and how you think about your own money and whatnot. But anyways, that was my whole curiosity, and that I was actually genuinely wanting to improve my life in that. So the beauty of books is that there's millions, if not billions, of books out there, and your problem that you are facing right now in life is probably written in the book already that you
I
can
swear to
open
God.
up and resolve. So whatever it is, it could be you managing your time. It could be you trying to get back together with a friend. It could be you trying to eat better and wanna look into a good eating diet or whatnot.
Lifestyle.
It could even be something on a creative side where you can have a fictional story just to aim on I don't know uh, how to gain ideas on starting a business or like there's a wealth of knowledge out there and they're all hidden in these books that you can read. So discover them, find them. Don't rely on your academic syllabus in university. It's just very limiting. And if that's the only source where you're getting your information from, then my friend, you're lacking behind. You need to step it up.
100%. I couldn't agree more with Emma. Honestly, if you rely on the university to pump education in me, then my friend, you are not gonna grow. You're gonna grow, but you're gonna grow at a rate, a slow lane rate. So if you read The Millionaire Fast Lane, you know what I'm saying. If you read books outside of I don't think they've got Millionaire Fast Lane and that sort of books inside the library. They don't keep those books because they're against the system, right? So if you want to be on the fast lane, then read
Mm.
self-help books. I highly recommend self-help books because they're very practical. You can use that knowledge to better your life. fiction with fiction. For me personally, I don't think I
Mhm.
could translate that and make myself better. So
Yeah.
short answer is, or the short summary is, start reading books, start as early as possible. I don't care if you're 15 and you're watching this, and you're thinking, okay, I'll just wait. If you're 15 and you start reading books, you are like better than 99.99% of people in the world.
100%.
Self-help books specifically. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got to say for
Right, though, there's one thing I wanted to say as well. I want to re-emphasize on the passion part, and this is the last thing I'm going to say before we wrap up this episode. Guys, let me tell you this. The one reason why I did not pursue my passion, which I should have in university, was because I got carried away by my own usual. I think Farhoon and I were in a similar boat here where we got carried away by our regular courses and we got into this routine of just like fulfilling our academic obligations. But man, if you can find just a little bit of time to work on something that you really truly are passionate about and that comes naturally to you. Imagine if we were to start this podcast 5 years earlier, we would have
oh
come
my
around
god,
with 5 years of
that
experience, and that too just in university, and you're just getting out in the world because after, as soon as you graduate, now you're worrying about more stuff. But I wouldn't say it's more difficult. I feel like I have more time on my hands, which is why I'm using this time of mine to provide and add value to your lives by working with my one of my all-time good friends here, to bring value to you and have this podcast ready. But again, if we were to come together and we were to do this 5 years ago, man, we would have been giving you
oh
far
that
more
makes
added
my
value
heart
than
hurt if
in
we
a
did that
better,
5 years ago.
yeah, in a better way. So yeah, whatever it is, just nourish it, grow it day to day, and God willing, by the end of it, you'll be on more stronger grounds and with more clarity on what it is that you truly want to do with the one life that you have to live. And guys, don't live a
Love
mediocre
that.
one.
Don't what?
Don't live a mediocre one. Don't live a life
Good, good.
that is already
If you're
scripted for
watching
you.
this podcast, the name of this podcast is Escaping Mediocrity. So if you're fine with mediocrity, I'm very happy for you to unsubscribe. I would like,
Unsubscribe. This podcast is not for you. If you're
yeah,
happy to be mediocre, and if you're just happy to
being average.
get in line, the line that has been, the path that has been trekked millions of times for many years, forget it. This podcast is not for you. But for the few of those who are a little cocoa and loco in the head and a little you know, just wanting to get out of the system, this is for you then.
100%. But yeah, I think that is it. Since I've never wrapped up an episode, I would like to wrap up this episode. And for those that for those that have stuck till the end, this was meant to be 10 minutes, but I've looked at the time and we've been doing this for like close to 25 minutes. So if you
Holy
stick
God,
to
20,
25
25.
time flies when you enjoy
Bro,
yourself, Ahmed. Time
both of
flies.
us promised each other to keep it to 10 minutes
Can you
strictly,
imagine?
but we just enjoy
Can you
talking so much
imagine?
and providing you guys with useful, hopefully useful knowledge to all of you. So we just don't shut up. But man, oh man, this is shocking.
It's shocking, is it? Do you want me to be honest? Like it's over 25 minutes, 26 minutes. But
Damn.
damn, right? So if you stay till
Well, Farhoon's gonna do a bit of his editing magic and try to fit in time.
let's see. Let's
That's
see
gonna
what I
be
can cut out. But if you've stuck till the end, then we would really appreciate if you could subscribe so that you know when we post our next videos. We want to bring a lot of value for free, obviously. And if you really liked it, like it as well. If you didn't like it, just leave a comment,
guys.
whatever.
Guys, I'm telling you, man, we're giving you content value for free and it doesn't cost you to leave a like. That's also for free. So
And it makes
come
our day.
on, help me, help us, help you, and help us by go commenting down below on the video, leaving us your thoughts, your feedback. Leave a like. Tell us what you think, or what if you graduated and you're watching this. Tell us what you would have done back in university if you're back there again, and make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell button so you can get a notification as soon as we upload our next episode. That is a wrap. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye, guys.
Bap.